Jessica, this is not the re-election strategy of a winning campaign.
Mocking Joe Biden, Fox host Jesse Waters is about to get torched.
This smacks of desperation, and the fact that he's clinging to Taylor Swift, who he couldn't even pick out of a lineup without Jill going like this. That's Taylor. Tells me everything you know about Joe Biden.
Is the strategy to owe $83 million for defaming a woman that you sexually assaulted?
Ooh.
Because that was the news from the weekend on that side. And then Joe Biden was 15 minutes late to church. And you think it's the end of the world.
Late to church. He goes to church.
You want to talk? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that lawsuit then. Go ahead, Jessica. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are that you shouldn't sexually assault people and then you shouldn't defame them.
Was he found guilty of sexual assault?
He was a criminal?
Was by a jury. Was a criminal?
It was civil.
Yeah.
Oh, that means it doesn't count? Okay.
It means it's not a guilty verdict.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, it's always nice to bring something up that has nothing to do with the topic.
It does. You said the campaign strategy.
You know, just stop interrupting everybody.
Well, at least Jesse Waters surrendered with a smile. Jessica Tarlov continues to be the lone rational and intelligent voice on Fox News. Every day she faces 4 conservative nitwits, and every day Tarlov owns them. Lately, Tarlov has been humiliating the conservatives over Taylor Swift. Last September, the pop star encouraged her 270 million social media followers to register to vote. In 2020, Swift endorsed Joe Biden. And while Swift has not said anything about 2024, the Biden campaign is lobbying for an endorsement, and conservatives are going crazy.
Joe Biden doesn't even know who Taylor Swift is.
Of course
he didn't even know who the sitting president was.
No, he confused her with Beyonce and Britney. He doesn't even know any of her songs, and she doesn't know any of his policies besides abortion. Jessica, this has all the true love of an arranged marriage. This was probably cooked up in a lab by the women that run the Biden campaign and the beta males that run his social media. These are the same people that bring you Dark Brandon and Dylan are now telling you that Joe Biden is Swift.
Right. Donald Trump only has Kid Rock and Vanilla Ice. I'm sure he would like to have more. And people who have the same kind of appeal, we talk about how they could win all the time, like Oprah and Michelle Obama and Taylor Swift, are people who have fans across the country, regardless of their political beliefs.
And given the fame and power of Taylor Swift, some folks on the far right are convinced she is part of a deep state scheme to defeat Donald Trump and keep Joe Biden in office. The lunatics point to her dating Kansas City Chiefs player Travis Kelce, who took and publicly supported the COVID vaccine. Now, as a football player, Kelce is headed to the Super Bowl.
Although neither the NFL nor Travis Kelce really needs Taylor around, apparently the Democrats do, because make no mistake about it, Taylor Swift is clearly a tool.
Taylor Swift is going to come out in the presidential election, and she's going to mobilize her fans.
So is Swift a front for a covert political agenda? Primetime obviously has no evidence. If we did, we'd share it. But we're curious because the pop star who endorsed Biden is urging millions of her followers to vote.
Yeah, and hundreds of millions of people are going to be watching the Super Bowl. So for a lot of MAGA morons, the game will be rigged to help Kelce Swift and get President Biden more votes. Former Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy wrote on Twitter recently, "I wonder who is going to win the Super Bowl, and I wonder if there's a major presidential endorsement coming from artificially culturally propped up couple this fall. Just some wild speculation over here. Let's see how it ages over the next 8 months." Well, that conspiracy theory about Swift, Biden, and the deep state has not aged well over just a few days. Ramaswamy has been widely ridiculed and lampooned. And clearly, Ramaswamy didn't watch the Kansas City Chiefs conference championship game. The Chiefs won not because of the referees, but because the Baltimore Ravens made some huge fourth-quarter turnovers. Then again, maybe Ramaswamy and the other loons think the Ravens were part of the conspiracy. In any case, for a lot of folks on the far right, there's always a deep state monster propping up Joe Biden and hurting Donald Trump. And the madness keeps infecting Fox News, because that's where you can find hosts like Jesse Waters and others suggesting that Donald Trump's legal and political challenges are because Joe Biden cooked them up. Brian Kilmeade, the host of Fox and Friends, recently advised Taylor Swift not to endorse Biden.
But it would be the single dumbest thing a mega superstar could ever do. Why would you tell half the country that you don't agree with them in this highly polarized time? You stay out of it. Hey, listen, I'm Taylor Swift. I like this guy. He happens to play football for a living. I'm on the stage a lot, selling out. That's it. I think it would be the craziest thing ever for her to do it. And Joe Biden's not worth it. I mean, my goodness, if you need Taylor Swift to get you another 4 years, that's how bad your first 4 years have been. You're done, you're finished, you're through.
Whose instincts are sharper? Taylor Swift has won 12 Grammy Awards, sold over 200 million records, staged the highest grossing concert series of all time, produced her own record-breaking movie, and was Time's Person of the Year. Brian Kilmeade? He's the host of Fox and Friends. His job is to look and sound stupid and like an idiot so the Fox audience can relate. Anyway, much of the right wing is convinced that Donald Trump bears no responsibility for his own legal and political hurdles. According to the conservatives, it's all Biden's fault. And then up steps Jessica Tarlov. No matter the right wing claim, conservative talking point, or MAGA theory, Tarlov is a killer.
This idea that Trump is blowing him out of the water is just not supported by the data. You love the Real Clear Politics average.
Yes, it
it's
is.
It's within the margin of error. Look at the last 3 or 4 polls. Trump's up 2 in one, then it's tied in the other, then Biden's up 1 in the other. If you believe that Trump will win by 20 points of the black vote, I have many, many bridges to sell you. Or the youth vote. The guy had Vanilla Ice at his New Year's Eve party, and you think he's winning?
How dare you, Jessica?
How dare you defend
I have
that?
heard a lot from you over the years, but that will not stand.
And there again was another Jesse Waters deflection. Jessica Tarlov then spoke about the economy, which Republicans claim is a drag on Biden.
The stock market is exploding. The jobless rate's down. Inflation is easing. Gas prices, we never talked about. Remember when you guys told me, drill, baby, drill. He won't drill. We're now producing more oil than any other country in history. 13.3 million barrels.
But they don't want to claim that as an accomplishment.
Yeah, no, they do. Listen to Jared Bernstein. You should have. He was on Fox over the weekend. People all over our own airwaves, from the Wall Street Journal to people from the Biden campaign, talking about the economic record.
There are a slew of polls, including swing state polls, where he's leading Donald Trump. And frankly, there is this denialism about what the last elections have said. Democrats won in 2020. Joe Biden did that by millions of votes on top of it, and the electoral.
By suppressing a laptop.
Oh my God! You think that Hunter Biden's penis pictures were going to sway this? It's unbelievable.
This wasn't about penis pictures.
What is better? The economy is better. Crime and safety is better. The border is not better.
But is that why he's polling at like 12% on the economy?
He's not polling at 12%. If you go and look at the Real Clear Politics average or the 538 average, you see that Joe Biden is around 2 points down.
And that was in December. Now, according to the latest Quinnipiac poll, Joe Biden is ahead of Trump by 6 points. The bottom line is that Jessica Tarlov is a national treasure. She is a lone voice of reason and intelligence on a right-wing network where stupidity and propaganda reign supreme. Hopefully Tarlov is getting paid a fortune. She certainly deserves it. Nobody confronts nonsense as often and well each day as Jessica Tarlov. By the way, frequent Fox News guest Marjorie Taylor Greene, Republican from Georgia, just got humiliated to her face in a House hearing.
At the southwest border of terrorists.
And I have to say, it is pretty rich hearing the gentleman from Georgia express her concern about terrorism when she literally was selling defund the FBI t-shirts and hats on her website for $30 a piece.
Check out that video at the link below. It got a lot of comments on YouTube, including this one from Crazy Clown 2650. If MTG was so concerned about crimes against women, then why does she support Trump's crimes against women? Good question. The answer is because Marjorie Taylor Greene is a hypocrite. I look forward to seeing your comments about the lunatics on Fox News who keep getting owned by Jessica Tarlov. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.